look, Kepi, you don't have to live this lie anymore. You can just tell him.
I can finally be free of the curse.
Yeah, you can just be free of the curse. It's time. Kepi,
Yes.
you sound a lot better than you did a few weeks ago, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have like a little bit of a persistent cough, but other than that, I'm feeling much better.
Here, head back to work. It's already 4:02.
Oh well.
Oh, that's the radio. Wonder where he is. Hold on, let me. Where are you at, David? That's the radio right there.
We need someone to
Alright.
cut some 2x4s on aisle 6.
Big 2x4 guy.
Holy shit, that was loud. I had Kepi stream up and I just heard Kepi say it again.
Our boy live? Our boy's live?
We are live, boys.
Episode 3 podcast.
Yep, episode 3.
Okay, I'm going back now. I just wanted to say that I knew Kepi before he was an
No,
affiliate.
Kia, I can back you up on that.
No.
You were one of the OGs from Tennessee. Well, not from Tennessee, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I played piano on his stream before he was
That's true.
affiliate.
That's true. And I knew him before he started streaming.
Yeah, like I said, we shared a bottle together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely didn't do that, but
I was the bottle that they shared.
Oh, God. Is it us three?
I think so. I'm not sure if my other friend can make it today.
Okay, hey, yeah.
I haven't heard from him yet, so I think we'll
We might
just
get to do some honorable mentions.
we'll just move forward with what we got.
Oh,
And
you know I'm always here. Unless I'm come down sick one day or whatever, and I'll let you know, but I'm here.
yeah.
We do
All
Pokemon,
right.
Pokemon next week, right?
Oh, by the way, I do have, if we have time, and I'm not sure if we will, I did get my Pokemon order in yesterday, so I do have some packs I can unbox.
Okay.
So we'll see how how it goes.
Okay.
But yeah, let's go ahead and let me get off the starting screen.
I didn't send you trailers for the shows that I was talking about.
That's okay. I can Google that. All right, we're gonna go with. Actually, I'm gonna let this song finish out. It's almost done, anyways.
Oh yeah.
This song is bussin'.
Bussin'.
How much points I got? Oh, I got 25k. I got so many points in every stream. Besides Snows, because we can do.
Yeah, I wish you would watch more, to be honest.
I think I almost have 200k in Snowstream.
We should
I'm
do
at like 190 something.
Kepi, we should do Witcher tonight.
I mean, I'd like to. I don't know what the points are at right now, or the votes.
Crab Champions was winning last time I looked.
I'm fine with Crab Champions, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
It was Crab Champions, Outlast, and then it's a four-way tie between Outlast, Valorant, Ready or Not, and there's one more.
Nice. All right, ladies and gents, let's go ahead and get started.
I like that. I like that hoodie. That little hat.
The beanie, you mean?
Yeah, your beanie. I like it.
What'd you call me?
Excuse me?
They called you a beanie.
No, there's a different term for that, and it's not something that I'm going to repeat. So
Inappropriate mayhem.
inappropriate and churlish.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's topic is obviously going to be our top 5 TV shows. Doesn't necessarily have to be top 5 of all time, but just what you're enjoying right now or what you're enjoying overall. So we've got 5 shows, and then if we have time, we'll do some honorable mentions, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some sussy shit in there. Maybe we'll get some just regular shit in there. We'll find out.
Damn, an announcement already went out.
Fuck around, find out. Okay, so so to get started, I guess I'll go ahead and start off with my first entry on the list, which is a show that you should all be watching,
Okay, okay.
The Witcher.
Ooh, okay.
So, obviously, it's based off an amazing book series and a great video game series. Everything about this series has impressed me. The visuals, the soundtrack, fucking Henry Cavill. Oh my god! Like, this guy is yoked for this show. Like, oh, I'm not sure if that's actually appropriate for stream to show that.
Oh,
It's
for what?
good.
I
No,
want to see.
no, probably not.
Yeah, well, hopefully
Well,
they don't see it. But basically, everything about this series has been, in my opinion, just astounding. Like I said, the visuals, the soundtrack, the music, the acting. Everyone seems to play their role perfectly for this series. Obviously, like, there's some super memorable songs in this series. You know, Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, Burn Witcher Burn. Like, just amazing stuff. It's dark, it's gritty, it's adventure, it's fantastical, and it's just visually stunning. So this is why it made my list. So Snow and Mayhem and I were talking about this a little bit last night. I think this is how Game of Thrones should have been. Like, if they had the directors that The Witcher has, like, I think the last season of Game of Thrones would have been so much more better. So, anyways, that is my first entry on the list. I
what
think.
Do you, what do you think about Henry Cavill not coming back?
I'm disappointed, to be honest. But apparently he's switching from The Witcher to Warhammer 40K. They're doing a new series based on Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that he's like a huge gamer in real life.
Yeah.
He plays WoW. He's played the Witcher series. He's played like all these other games. And so, like, obviously, like, as an actor, you want to choose the roles that you want to play. But it is kind of disappointing that he's not coming back. Apparently, they chose, was it Liam Hemsworth to be the new Witcher
Yeah,
in season 4, season 5?
I think so.
And I'm just not sure that he has the chops to do it. We'll see. We'll find out. But I am definitely disappointed that he's not coming back, because I think he does this role perfectly.
I agree.
All right.
This show is fucking phenomenal, dude.
It really is.
I
Like-
watched one episode.
Oh my god, that's a sin.
Get out of the chat right now.
I
Just
think
get
the
out.
I think the only episode I watched is when they were in like some like house, whatever it was.
You wanted to see the naked ladies?
Oh, yeah, you wanted to see the porn. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
You got enough of that at home, man.
Yeah. Use your phone.
Yeah. Go to the hub if you want to see naked people.
Yeah.
If you want to see somebody go on a grand adventure and fucking shit on everybody while he does it, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
The Witcher.
All right, so Snow's first one. I'm going to have to search for this. Trailer? Yeah, let's try this. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Yo, if you ever liked an anime that's super American in the English dub and fucking has one of the greatest stories that I've ever fucking seen, big Yu Yu Hakusho guy over here, alright? So, basic storyline, dude's like a, fucking typical school, like, rambunctious guy who gets in fights all the time. Little Timmy over there runs to the fucking street with a ball on accident. You got fucking Yusuke over here saves the kid's life by pushing him out of the street and gets himself hit by a car. then gets
Damn.
his redemption arc by basically like learning how to be a better person while also saving like their version of heaven and hell, the spirit world being heaven, basically like saving them by being their little fucking spirit detective or whatever.
Okay.
uh phenomenal fucking thing. The story itself, so like how like a lot of stories nowadays, like the side characters are kind of just like they just kind of exist, they don't really have their own like main personality, and you couldn't like see them having their own show.
Right.
Every single character in the entirety of this show, you could watch it and see every single one of them having their own show. That's how well developed they are.
I mean,
It's
that's impressive.
it's fucking fantastic. All
Um,
of their backstories are like super intriguing as well.
that's one thing. Like I have to say, like say what you will about anime, you can like it, you can dislike it, whatever. But it like they have such amazing stories. Like if there's one thing those studios know how to do, it's make a story.
Yeah.
Like holy shit. Like they have just I mean, I think about like obviously like Miyamoto is kind of one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
And Studio Ghibli and like all these bigger, anime studios, obviously they have their own thing going on. And they have amazing writers, amazing animators, just great content. But even the smaller studios, like to be honest, like before you talked about this, I hadn't even heard of this show, and I'm
Yeah.
already interested in watching it.
Yeah.
Like I want to watch it now. Like it's just every time, dude, every time they release something like this, it's just like, okay, well, they fucking sent it out of the park again. Fucking home run. Mimi, I'm doing great. How are you doing, Mimi? And also,
Mimi?
thank you again for the trial nitro. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think series like this is just what makes anime so great.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. We've got Mayhem coming up next.
You could do bottom to the top.
Bottom to the top. Okay, so all right, so this is a show that I definitely watched the shit out of this as a kid.
I have not watched the last season yet, which I'm gonna watch it because I think it's
Are
on
you talking
Netflix
about
now.
the original series or are you talking about the movie? That's the next. Well, we're not doing movies.
I'm not watching I'm probably not gonna watch the movie.
Man, are you serious right now?
Let's see here.
Yeah.
This is hold on.
Power Rangers
Okay, go ahead.
original series
I'll be toxic about this
trailer.
afterwards. Go ahead.
Here it is. 1993. Holy shit.
No wait. The bottom 5 is the mentioned. I think wasn't the number 5 Flash.
Oh shit. Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to
So
say,
okay,
yeah.
so the actual show that Mayhem wants to talk about is this.
Big fake news, Kepi guy.
Yeah, my bad.
Kepi's like, yeah, fuck you, Mayhem. We're going off one
Are
on
we
one
talking
now.
about the CW series?
Yes.
Okay. Because there was one back in like the early 90s that was like absolute
yeah.
trash.
Oh no, CW is way better.
All right, so what's your reasoning for this being on the list?
Flash is one of my favorite superheroes since I was a little kid, and this movie is just awesome. It has everything in it, and especially like with the crossovers it's been happening. Like Flash is the one that started the crossovers, like with Arrow and Supergirl, and
Oh yeah.
it was amazing. He's
So
literally just some normal guy who's just doing detective work for him, and one random day he gets zapped by a lightning bolt, and now he's one of the greatest superheroes out there.
so I will say this. Like I fully understand that like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done so much better in like the theaters and like just box office, numbers and whatnot. But I think the DCU characters have so much better storylines.
Oh yeah, Arrowverse was amazing. Like Arrow was all dark, like the Arrow series was all dark. Flash was like romance and like pretty much.
Well, and
The
I mean,
project.
look at fucking Batman. Like one of the best movie trilogies ever to exist, as far as superheroes are concerned, is the Dark Knight
Yeah.
series.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Like the storylines in the DCU, I think, are so much more cohesive and so much more unique than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just wish that who owns it? Warner Brothers. I think it's Warner Brothers.
I think it's WB. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish they had a better director. Like, because they've got what's his face directing the MCU. He's kind of like the
Yeah.
project head, whatever, the
Robert or whatever.
producer. Yeah. I just wish that WB had a better project head for this because there's so many amazing stories that the DCU can tell, and they just haven't gotten it right yet.
Yeah, I wish that they used this Flash as the movie Flash instead of the other one. Like, that
Oh,
makes no sense.
Well, I kind of like the actor that does the Flash currently, but you're right. Like I think the problem though is the storytelling. They don't have like whoever they're
So,
getting to write their stories is just not.
so I
I
know we're
don't think
not
they're
talking
in
about.
tune.
ChatGPT.
I know we're not talking
Yeah,
about movies a lot, but from what I
ChatGPT.
heard,
Shit.
it's a different multiverse than from what this one is. Is what they're saying. That's why it wouldn't make
Yeah,
sense for
yeah, I heard
this
about
Flash.
that too. That they're doing like it's like a different storyline.
Yeah, different storyline and all.
Here's the
So
thing.
that's
Uh, I know we're talking about how like DC has better shows and stuff, and that's true. But like, when was the last time anybody actually watched like a Marvel movie and actually thought the character might die? You know what I mean? Like, what were the stakes?
Yeah,
Like, never. Well, like anytime I watch like a fucking like any of the DC stuff, especially the TV shows, I'm like, oh my god, like literally anything can happen because they're so willing just to kill characters off.
oh yeah, and I think that's what makes it a better story is that like no one's safe in that
Yeah.
series. Like whether it's the Flash or whether it's
yeah.
the Gotham series, like
Look at Arrow.
everyone's on the table.
Yeah.
Like anyone
Those
can
are
just
the
fucking
characters.
get offed,
Yeah. I think that's
and
really important for a story.
I think so too. I think it's important to have that sort of risk, that sort of drama in a series where it's like, well, you might die this next episode. It was kind of like how Game of Thrones was originally, where like no character you loved was safe.
Yeah.
That
Big facts.
if you hadn't read the books, up to that series, you didn't know who was going to die, but it was almost a guarantee that someone would.
Yeah.
And so you were kind of just like edge of the seat watching it every episode.
Yeah, and
And that's what I love about the DCU is that they're just willing to go that extra mile and make those risks.
and that's the same as my number one, right? And same damn thing.
Oh yeah,
Bring up.
yeah. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, that's my number 5.
I have my own qualms with your number one, but
Yeah,
we'll talk about it eventually.
Well,
Big
you
James
were-
Qual.
we were talking about it.
All right, so here we go. The next one on my list. Both of you guys already know what this is going to be here. The Last Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Uhtred, son of Uhtred. Uhtred Ragnarsson. Uhtred the Godless. So it's loosely based on true events in history. It follows the liberation of England from Viking invasions during the 10th century. Alfred the Great, his son, Edward, and then his son, Ethelstan, who was technically claimed the first actual king of a unified England. So Uhtred plays a character who's loosely based off several different characters who actually existed in history. So they kind of just united him into one. Born a Saxon, raised a Dane, comes back as an adult, and the whole storyline revolves around him having to make these difficult choices on, Do I support, my heritage? Do I support my upbringing? Like what's the best thing to do? Like what's right? It's a huge story of making those difficult choices of what's right for everyone or what's right for me. And largely, he ends up making the decision for what's right for everyone, which obviously is, the noble cause, you know,
Right. Of course.
better that one man die than a whole nation perish, kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But this is another series that it's gritty, it's got an amazing story, and you can't deny that he is one sweet piece of man meat.
He's a specimen. Yeah, there you go.
He is an absolute specimen. But yeah, the soundtrack is great. The storytelling is amazing. The acting, again, it's like The Witcher. Every character, I feel like the actor played that character to a T, like perfectly. The only thing I have to say negatively about this series is the fact that it didn't last longer. They did come out with the movie that came out, I think, just last month. That kind of closed off the storylines. But it was kind of like a bittersweet symphony. That, yes, obviously the story is going to have to end at some point. But, it was just so sad that it had to end in the way that it ended. I'm not going to spoil it, but, you're basically left wondering, okay, is he still here or is he dead? What's going on? Yeah. So you're kind of left to wonder. And I understand why storytellers do that, because they want you to kind of close it off for yourself. They want you to infer or, make up your mind about what's actually going on. And I appreciate that. But at the same time, sometimes with a story this good, you want it to just have a nice, clean closing where it's yes, he's doing this, or no, he's not doing this. And the other thing I miss was, I don't know if you've seen the movie.
Not yet.
But there's a scene at the very end, and there's someone missing, and I wish that person was there. That's all I'm going to say.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's on my list. I definitely recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's just an amazing story. So I will leave you guys with that. Next on your list, Snow, is a series that we talked about last night, and I think we're going to have a great discussion about this.
Okay.
Wow, I spelled that like a freaking idiot. Trailer. Official series trailer. Okay, so Game of Thrones. What is on your mind, Snow?
Okay, so I honestly think that maybe, like we talked about, I think the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones were so fucking phenomenal that it's we're not I get the whole concept that they kind of just added titties everywhere to kind of draw people in on HBO, and that's fine. I'm a fan of them myself, of course.
Yeah, titties are nice.
Yep, they're good. But the story is, again, like we just talked about, with there's actual stakes, and you're never sure who's going to make it and who's not. That's so fucking awesome to see, because I'm actually excited for the next episode. I'm not getting through it. I'm actually wanting to watch it, and that's a big difference with a lot of movies and shows and stuff like that, where a lot of shows I have to get through the episodes to get to what I want to see, or I have to fucking bear through a bunch of fucking dumbass episodes about some character nobody gives a fuck about. But I didn't have this issue with this, because it's everybody seems to have a story or a part in the main a thing that seems like it was going to be so fucking phenomenal. Obviously, their last season floundered hard, really bad.
Yeah, they fumbled that one pretty hardcore.
But up to that point, the show is fucking stellar. First TV show that I was actually I would follow up on that outside of anime specifically just to see what happened.
And there's so after we talked about it last night, I remembered one of the storylines that I think never actually suffered in the last season was Sansa. Like she just fucking like she dealt with so much shit for like 7 seasons. And then like at the last season, like she's like, I made it. I'm where I need to be. I'm the actual Lord of Winterfell. Like I'm a trueborn, child of a Stark, and like she was like one of the few success stories of the last season. By the way, Rune, thank you so much for joining. You're welcome to join the chat if you want. Sorry, I'm just
She was in here a second ago. She hopped out.
I was focused on the talks, and so I didn't see it, but I see you now. And if you want to join in, you're more than welcome. But yeah,
dude. Okay, so that's another huge point for Game of Thrones, by the way. So like as shows go on, like example, and I feel bad for it because I actually really like the show too, Mayhem. But like the Flash, right? He's the same fucking dude he was season 1 to last season. Maybe he just acts a little bit more experienced or whatever. But he's the exact same fucking human being and like the same guy.
it's not the same level of character development.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't become a new person. Like example, like right in the beginning of the seasons for Game of Thrones, like you're talking about Sansa specifically. She's like a timid fucking wannabe choir girl, kind of thing where she's like, oh, I just want to be a princess and I want to do this.
Yeah, I
And
want
by
to marry
end
the
of
king and be, have his babies and,
Yeah. And by the end of everything, like she's like, yeah, fuck that shit. This is my house. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares about you. And she became her own human being,
Yeah.
And like that's actual character development, and it's super uncommon to see in a TV show at like especially in like a good level the way it was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Like that story arc where she turns on Littlefinger.
Yeah.
And like they play it against him so hard where she's like, oh yeah, it's got to be my sister who's doing all this fucked up shit. And then they have that whole like trial where they're in the Great Hall in Winterfell, and then she's like, how do you answer these crimes? And turns to him, Littlefinger, and he's like, oh fuck, like I just got worked. I got worked at my own game, and I got owned. Like that was such an amazing little story arc.
Yeah.
And again, I think it shows her character development where she's learning, she's getting smarter, she's getting better at the Game of Thrones. She's getting better at turning stories against other people.
Yeah. By the way, that Littlefinger guy, piece of shit. Piece of shit, man.
But Arya actually carried the whole famine show. Yeah, in a way she did. I don't agree with the way they killed the Night King. I don't think it should have been Arya that killed him. I think it should have been Jon Snow, because he's the prince that was promised. He's the one that was supposed to like end, the long night. And then Arya just comes in with her dagger and just like ends it right there. But yeah, she was a very strong character as well. I wish they would have developed her faceless man story a little bit more, because she like used it for like a few episodes and then it just didn't come up again. She killed what's his face, the guy that killed all her family at the Red Wedding.
Fucking Frey, I think.
Walder Frey, yeah, Frey. Yeah. John did barely anything the whole show. Well,
did he not though?
I mean, I see what you mean by that. Like, I think his story was much more of a slow burn, as opposed to some other characters. Like some other characters like had huge spikes in like, holy shit, like shit's going crazy and I have to learn like immediately. I think Jon Snow was more of like okay, this is going to take me like years to learn this, but I'm going to get this down. Like, the Night's Watch storyline and like becoming the Lord Commander and then becoming the King of the North. Like, it was all very methodic. It was all very slow and paced. And so I feel like, in a sense, he doesn't do as much, but in another sense, like, his story is also extremely important until the last season when they fuck it all up.
Yeah, they definitely fucked up the last season. But here's the thing, though. Like, okay, so like we were talking, I thought about it more when we were talking about it last night with the whole like Bran is the king or whatever thing.
Yeah.
Like, in no way did Bran learn any lessons and do anything that would have made him a better leader. So like that's why I thought about Jon Snow being the guy that they end up wanting to be like the leader and like the king or whatever. Because what lessons did he learn, right? He knew he had to fucking hold to his standards and his morals, and even if other people disagree, well, he literally put fucking people, like, executed them because of, like, they betrayed him, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, and
actually had to learn those
he
lessons.
literally died because of his character.
Yeah, he literally died for his, like, his views and all this other stuff. Like, that would be the person who should be king, not some rando who, oh, I can see the future, so that'll make me good king, I think.
Yeah,
Yay.
well, yeah. Oh, and also Rune, I also agree that the Hound was a definitely underrated character. The Hound is fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah, he's a good character for sure.
Like, he comes from, like, season 1, he's just basically the king's, hound. He just does what he's told. And then throughout the series, like, he literally saves Sansa's life. He saves, or he tries to protect Arya. He learns so much and he gains so much from his experience. And then he becomes, like, one of the good guys. At the first season, I remember I'm like, dude, the Hound is just a fucking dick. Like, he's just a brute. But then by the end of the series, you're like, okay, no, he's got character. He's got morals. He's got, a story arc that actually matters, which I thought was really, really cool with that character.
Yeah.
He was like the exact opposite of his brother, the Mountain. The Mountain was the same guy throughout the entire series. Just
Yeah,
a
piece of
fucking
shit.
a fucking brute, a brutal, fucking violent piece of shit, and never changes. But the Hound grows. He learns. He adjusts his viewpoint because of what he's been through, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, Mayhem. Your next one is... Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
It's the original Pokemon series.
What?
I'm not sure if I even can find a trailer for that. Pokemon original
You can just pull up the fucking intro.
series trailer. Yeah, that's true. I could just do that. Pokemon original series intro. Who's that Pokemon?
Anime? But I guess it is considered anime and
Yeah, it's anime. It's kids anime, but yeah, it's anime.
this is like the only anime that I've actually, I guess, fully watched. I never like really watched Dragon Ball Z. Like, I think I watched a couple episodes, but just seeing Goku sitting in the chamber for like almost a whole month on CW. It's like, on next
Yeah, it's
episode,
hyperbaric time chamber.
On next episode,
Next episode, he will yell at the screen for 20 minutes.
He will
again.
still be charging up his fucking Kamehameha wave.
You want to see a flashback in the middle of his charge up? Oh, we have
So
content.
I think, okay, so because Mayhem and I are similar age, there was, at least where I grew up, there was two crowds. There was the DBZ crowd and there was the Pokemon crowd.
yes.
So I was part of the DBZ crowd. So I grew up watching DBZ. And so I never really got into Pokemon until I was an adult. And like now I'm into it because obviously I've got like Pokemon packs and I've got, I've been watching the show on and off on
You got
Plex,
Pikachu
and
underwears?
no, I don't.
I was
I'm
mad.
not that far.
I was
Man.
mad. They have Pokemon underwear. I couldn't even get them for me. I don't fit.
It's
Yeah.
probably because they're for kids.
I don't want to
No.
make that joke.
No, there's adult ones.
Ma'am, do they not make them in your size because nobody chooses you?
Okay, Kepi, your turn.
So sorry. Okay, I had to be done.
It was worth it. Worth it.
Your turn.
Oh, that was funny. Okay. Next show on my list, and I think you guys might have guessed this one too, because I've talked about it a lot. The Expanse. So, I don't even know where to start with this series. It's based on books. Another amazing book series that I've been reading. It takes place a few hundred years in the future. Earth, Mars, and the people living in the asteroid belt are all on the verge of war. And it's all centered around a substance that is extrasolar. So, if you're not aware, this is actually based in fact. So there's a moon surrounding Jupiter called Phoebe that is actually extrasolar. So it came into the solar system, billions of years ago and got trapped in Jupiter's orbital gravity. So Phoebe does not come from this solar system. So the series is based on a substance that's found inside Phoebe that is also extrasolar. And everyone thinks that this substance is supposed to be used as a weapon, but what they don't realize is that it's so much more than that. It's actually a gateway to like multiple galaxies.
Oh.
And so everyone's fighting over this substance. It's called the protomolecule. And it's just based around a couple of characters who are a crew on a ship, who are basically kind of thrown into these just fucked up situations, and they just happen to get lucky and come out of them alive, and end up being kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say like saviors of the galaxy, but like they're kind of like heroes of the solar system. They don't have any allegiance to Earth, Mars, or the Belt. They're just neutral. They're just trying to do things the way they're supposed to do them. They're trying to just make things right. And this is a series that I probably watch every year, at least once a year. It's on Amazon Prime. It used to be on Sci-Fi, and then Sci-Fi dropped it, and Amazon Prime picked it up and completed the series. Again, this is another one of those shows where I think the only thing I can really say negatively towards it is that it ended too soon. If
Nobody's brought up Firefly yet, to be honest.
well, that was a close one for me,
Yeah.
because I loved that series, and I wish they would have done more, but obviously they didn't.
I'm sorry, man.
Poor Mayhem. But yeah, this is
So funny, dude.
I think for me personally, like, I think what stands out for this show for me is the visual effects, because a lot of the show takes place in space, like with zero G, and the camera work they do to make people look like they're just floating in zero G is fucking phenomenal. It is amazing how they do it. And the story, I think, is creative. It's original. It's nothing I've ever seen before. Like you mentioned Firefly, and Firefly is an amazing series too. But The Expanse, I think, takes Firefly to like the 10th degree.
Really?
It's so good. Again, the actors all play their roles perfectly. The soundtrack is great. It's kind of electronic, but it's also gritty and emotional. It's what you want in a sci-fi space, related movie.
Yeah.
It's just got like all the parts are working together. And that's what I love about shows like this, is like, you just like, the first time I saw this movie, I literally stayed up for like 2 days straight and watched. I just binge watched like the first 2 seasons. Like I couldn't put it down. in hindsight, that was a bad idea because I was definitely shattered for the next couple of days because I was so fucking tired. But I think for me personally, that's the sign of a good show is when you literally just can't turn it off because you're too invested in what's going to happen next.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you mentioned that, with Game of Thrones, when you first started watching it, like you literally were just so invested that you had to, it wasn't that you just wanted to see the next show. You had to see the next show. The next episode was like required. And that's the same thing that I had with The Expanse. Is that like, I could not stop. Thankfully the series is over so I can actually sleep now, but yeah, this is a great show. I definitely recommend it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. I literally just can't recommend it enough. It's so good. All right, so now, without further ado, we will go to Snow's number 3.
My number 3.
Scrubs.
Dude,
Scrubby
Scrubs.
Bubby.
I forgot that I put that on the list. It's so good.
It really
Fucking
is.
Scrubs, dude.
It's a good show.
Iconic in every way that I could ever fucking say. Like, comedy chops for this show, fucking phenomenal. The sad points of this show, fucking phenomenal. Like, every single thing that a show needs, the thing does so fucking well, dude. And, like, all the characters are super memorable, and, like, they all have their own individual personalities, and, they're not, like, Game of Thrones level of fucking, like, fleshed out or whatever, but, like, they're just really good characters, and they display what the show wants them to display fucking phenomenally.
Yeah.
I would not be able to like if somebody likes like stupid dumb like comedy shows, I would not be able to recommend this show enough to them because it's just so fucking funny, and like they do like little life lessons every time too, and like it's just overall fucking phenomenal show for sure.
It really is. Like,
I feel like.
oh, there you are, Rune.
Hi, Rune.
Yeah, I'm just quiet. I feel like the characters are also relatable, which makes it more funny.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, fuck, I've totally done that. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're stupid, at least.
Well, and I think so for me personally, like this show, it took me like a while to get into it. At first I was like, what the fuck is this? Like
Yeah.
I wasn't into this kind of comedy back in the day. And I was just like, I don't know. Like it wasn't my thing. And then I was dating someone like a year or two later, and they were super into it, and so they were always watching it. So I'd like obviously like passively watch it with them. And I was like, "Oh, wait. This is actually fucking hilarious." Like these characters are actually funny, and they're like you said, like there's little life lessons in every episode. There's like a little bit of drama, but not too much that it's like overbearing.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy, yeah.
It's exactly. It's not Grey's Anatomy. It's funny, it's lighthearted, but there's also some good content, like some good moral content in there.
Yeah.
And like
Absolutely.
I fell in love with the show after that point because I was like, oh, like it actually is like, good quality stuff. And like Zach Braff's character, the main doctor, like he is very relatable when it comes down to it. Like he's a fucking idiot sometimes. He's a fucking weirdo, but like he's also lovable.
Oh yeah.
Like he's just a normal guy. Like again, relatable. It's all relatable. It's good stuff.
It's such a good show, dude. Like,
It really is.
it's like, I don't know, story of a generation for sure.
Welcome home, Mimi. I hope work was good for you. All right. Next one for you, Mayhem.
I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah.
It is a classic. It almost made my list, but then it didn't.
Been out for so freaking long, just like everything else.
What the fuck am I watching? Oh, there we go.
I don't know. Good old Family Guy.
All right. So what are your thoughts, Mayhem?
Well, first, I
Give
don't
us
know
the tea.
How many times I freaking... Am I muted again? No,
No, I hear you.
well, the fact that supposedly this takes place in my state. I don't know how many times.
Rhode Island.
Yes. I don't know
Quahog.
how many times people are like, "Do you have a quahog? Have you met Peter? Have you met Meg and all them?" Like, I'm like, son of a. And I'm like, no. But this is literally like, I feel what Peter does. I don't got kids, but I'm like literally a real life Peter Griffin. I do stupid shit like he does every time.
You're not wrong there.
Really.
Oh,
No, what?
yeah, that's the thing.
Hang on.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
First Snow, now you. Hang on.
Emotional damage.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. Okay. But yeah, Family Guy is like, yes, like I said, I don't know if we're gonna get to it, but it's just like how my other mention I was mentioning now is The Simpsons,
Yep.
which I grew up with Simpsons way before Family Guy, and it's just funny how just like Family Guy, and how even American Dad, which is out there, another mention of mine, the kids never grow up. Like,
Yeah.
what, Simpsons been out for like what, 30 plus years now, I think, something like that.
Yeah. I think they're on
And
like
Family
season
Guy-
35 or something like crazy.
Yeah, and Family Guy's been out for like 20 plus years, and still, like, Maggie and The Simpsons is still a baby. Stewie is still a baby.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a hot take on this. I think both The Simpsons and Family Guy have outlived their time. I think they had an amazing run, but they should have ended like maybe 10 years ago.
I have another hot take that is also valid. Family Guy in this point in time fucking sucks.
Oh yeah.
Well,
How many
yeah,
times?
The new
how many
seasons
times
are absolute garbage.
trash. It's like
They
they're
ha-
just recycled material.
Yeah.
they had to change some of the stuff, like, back then. Like, the old stuff that Family Guy used to do, like, where those clips, they can't do that no more. Like, when Peter goes back in time, like, oh, like, pick on freaking the Jenners.
Well, and
Well-
like if you remember like the original, like, I don't know, maybe the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons, like Homer used to choke out his son all the time.
Yeah.
He would choke out Bart. Like you can't do that nowadays.
Okay, so here's your take, Kevin and Snow. Let me ask you this. What do you think about The Simpsons somehow being fucking from the future, like everybody's saying, and predicting everything that's happening so far in the world?
Well, you make enough shows like that, you're gonna eventually like you're gonna call some shit out. Like it's
Yeah,
just
you-
it's
you
just
throw
bound to
enough shit at a
happen.
wall. Yeah, you throw enough shit at a wall, you're gonna make a couple letters. You know?
I mean, they predicted what Trump winning the
Yep,
election.
They predicted like two of the wars, I think it was on that.
Yeah. Like I think that theory is grasping at straws,
Yeah, they
where they're
predicted-
just like, oh, they're predicting all this crazy stuff, like
Yeah,
they
they
must be from the
predicted
future.
COVID.
No,
They predicted COVID. They did.
they just got lucky. I mean, it's interesting that they actually got that lucky, but I think it's literally like Snow said, you throw enough shit at the wall, something's gonna stick.
Yeah, just like Mimi, like South Park has the same thing, like with the guy who won.
Well, South Park is South
They
Park.
had
Well, they make a show every week, so they have like they're much more relevant and current when it comes to like current events because they make an episode literally every week. Like their production time is like Sunday to Saturday.
Yeah, and I think Family Guy, they film everything all at once, and then
Well, yeah. Well, they're a traditional animation studio where they do the traditional filming schedule where they make 32 episodes a season, and they do it all at once and then just release them weekly until the season's over. But South Park, like, they'll be like, okay, next week's episode is going to be, I don't know, what do you guys think? And then they'll have a writing team come up with ideas. They'll write it, they'll animate it, they'll shoot it, do the voicing, and then ship it that same week.
yeah.
So
like,
I think South Park has a better hold on like relevant
How-
topics.
How can we kill Kenny for like the millionth time?
Well, they stopped doing it.
Yeah, they don't kill Kenny anymore.
No, they did. They killed him off.
Well,
in the
it's not
COVID
nearly as often though.
It's
No,
not every episode where it's the running
Yeah.
joke that you killed Kenny.
Oh
you
my God,
bastard.
you killed Kenny.
Yeah, but in the COVID like 2-part series, they killed him off.
Yeah,
And the
that's
cyber
true.
attack, or whatever one when they like the streaming.
Dude,
one,
I
they
think
killed him off.
one of my all-time favorite episodes is still the Warcraft episode.
Oh, by far.
And the
Hey,
other
I
one
don't-
where they run out of internet and they have to like go to like some like fucking it's like a fucking camp and Randy goes into the fucking trailer and he just like he's trying to look at porn and he just like jizzes all over the place
One of the ones
and he's
I
like, it was a spooky ghost, it's ectoplasm.
I know South Park isn't one of my mentions, which I should have put, but one of my episodes for South Park is the 3-part series Imagination.
Oh yeah, they Imagination Land.
Which is like literally.
Oh,
like,
that was hilarious.
the good versus bad. Like you literally see like Jason, Freddy.
Yeah, they have like Jesus and like
Santa Claus, like
Santa Claus.
Freddy, and like, it's like, get out of my way! I'm gonna go teach that bitch a lesson. Like,
Yeah, that was a good good little mini
and then
series.
the whole time, fucking comment is like, Santa's gonna suck my balls, and I told you, love.
Oh yeah, the whole thing was about him sucking his balls.
Yup.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a classic. Classic for sure. Okay, let's move down to the next one on the list. So this one Snow and I both have, so I guess Snow and I can both talk about it. The Office. This I this is another series that I probably watch every year.
in Spanish.
Why is it?
Spanish subtitles, baby.
Well, it's
Universal,
in
yeah.
English, but the subtitles are definitely Spanish. Oh, it's HBO Max Brazil. That's why. It's actually Portuguese. Anyways, you guys know The Office. If you don't know The Office, get a fucking TV and watch
So
that shit.
You know, my only negative thing with The Office is kind of like how the last few seasons kind of became the
Yeah.
gym show.
No, I agree.
But like, just like the amount of quality moments in that show, whether it's like heartfelt stuff, like when like the Erin, the adopted girl.
Oh
fucking,
yeah,
Like she's like dating Gabe, and like Michael's trying to act like a father to her. He's never had kids, but like you can tell like this is important to him. Like those
Yeah.
moments combined with like the super super funny moments that like everybody knows, like the fucking Toby comes back and like Michael's like, no, there's no way. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, I'll go look, it'll be funny. And then
Yeah.
fucking he goes back there and then ends up finding Toby, and he's like, no.
yeah. He's just like screaming no, like
In the guy's face too.
yeah, like he's right there. But yeah, I think Steve Carell like sold this show for sure. Like,
Oh yeah.
if it wasn't for Steve Carell, this would be like maybe half as funny at best. But Steve Carell's character was like fucking perfect. Like his little like greatest boss in the world mug that he bought himself at Spencer Gifts. Like
Yeah.
like the fact that he just thinks he's like this great person and everyone is like, dude, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Like-
it started out that way where he like was not good at anything and he sucked. He was terrible. But by
Yeah.
the end of the show, he legitimately was the best boss.
He really was. Like I mean, there was that whole point where like he created his own company, the Michael Scott Paper Company, and like came back and saved Dunder Mifflin. You know, came back and he's like, you can buy me out, but I'm going to be boss again, and I'm going to make sure that this company actually makes a profit, kind of thing. Like he actually had a lot of really endearing qualities. They were just masked in dumbassery.
Oh yeah. And I really like the show for that, to be honest, because it's like very, very much not how things normally are.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, like going back to like Yu Yu Hakusho, like the I'm a badass attitude that the guy puts out. Like,
Yeah.
it gets like, oh, the guy's just like a fucking asshole, and but like then you have like these super endearing moments where like they're super heartfelt and you're like, holy shit, like this is a person, like they're
Yeah.
like an actual human being that
Like this is
just
an
like made
actual
his way.
story. This is not just like cheap laughs. This is actually good.
Yeah.
Or I mean, like obviously Jim and Pam's story is, he gets emotional at times. Like when she breaks up with her ex and he like moves to like a whole different location because like he's just like, well, this isn't going to work out. And then they get back together finally, and it's just like, holy shit, like this is stuff that like actually happens in real life. Like
Yeah.
this isn't just like, like I said, cheap comedy. This is reality kind of stuff. Like this stuff actually happens.
Yeah. Not for nothing, but like I can't honestly super stand behind the whole like Jim and Pam being like the perfect couple thing or whatever.
No, they're
I'm not
definitely
gonna lie
not.
to you. Pam's a fucking piece of shit for flirting with fucking Jim the whole time she's in a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
there's no coming back from that. Like, that's just a piece of shit move. Like, even if you're unhappy in the
I
relationship, just
I
don't be a fucking
agree.
relationship lady.
I agree, but I also like I think that's what kind of makes it more real is that shit does happen. Like
Oh yeah,
in the workplace, you just kind of like you flirt with people, you do whatever, and maybe at the time it's meaningless, but like sometimes it's just like, holy shit, well, now I'm broken up with my, whoever, and
like this is the person that I
maybe,
didn't even know I knew.
yeah, exactly.
I got you.
But yeah,
Still shitty.
yeah, it's
It
still
is definitely
shitty.
a
Like
thing to do.
it's not a good thing to do, but it does happen.
As far as the show goes, yeah, it absolutely does make it seem more realistic, though.
Yeah, that was my whole point. Was just like, yeah, it's a shitty thing to do, especially when you know you're tied down and the other person also knows that you're tied down, and then like you're still doing it. It's like, dude, just stop. Like we can be friends at work, but we don't have to flirt. But I mean, again, it is a realism that does happen. Okay, so since Snow and I both have the same one, we'll skip to Mayhem for right now,
All right.
and we'll go for your number 2,
Which is pretty much tied.
which is Stranger Things.
Yep, it's tied. 1 and 2 are like I literally couldn't figure out which one I like the most.
Okay, so Mayhem, thoughts on Stranger Things?
It is.
Give us your
awesome.
deets.
I love it. Like it's just like it's like how you guys said. Like you didn't know who was gonna, if anybody's gonna die. Like shit's like scary, like spooky. The cast is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Fucking 11 is just a little badass little fucking like 9-year-old. Fucking like she could fight on fucking Demi Goggins by herself and like fucking she literally killed her entire fucking group. They said like, well, spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like she was one of the reasons. Her and the other guy.
I think, for me personally, my favorite character was Hopper.
Hopper is fucking phenomenal.
Like
Big dad mode.
that actor, like every movie or show that I've seen him in, it's been great. Like he plays those roles so well, and he plays that like, I don't want to be a dad, but I am a dad, but I'm not really a dad because you're not my kid, but like I understand the responsibility, like I have to take care of you, like this conflicted sort of, and he's got that dark history too, where like he lost his own daughter, and so he's got this he's just got this really like emotional backstory of like, I don't know, it's just it's really smartly done, I think.
Is there any way that you could reach him?
Absolutely.
And her character too, the mom.
Oh, to be honest, I forgot that she was in Beetlejuice.
She was in. I remember the first time I saw this show, and I was like, "Is that bitch from Aliens 3?" And it was. It is.
It was, in fact.
It was in fact
Are you
that
guys
bitch from
hating
Aliens
on the
3.
writer?
I'm not hating on her. I'm just saying she was in a really shitty movie back in the 90s. Aliens 3 was absolute hot trash.
And another thing I actually enjoyed it, like about Stranger Things is like Nancy's like, oh yeah, who's she gonna scoot this episode because she slept in so many people
Yeah.
in that show. It's like, oh yeah, Nancy, who's she gonna sleep with this time? Who's she gonna break someone's heart with this time?
Yeah, Nancy's character is kind of a slut.
Yeah.
Like,
And a huge fucking asshole.
yeah, that too. Like,
Yeah.
she's just kind of a piece of shit character, but she plays it well. I'll give her that, you know, like,
I don't know. People love her character for some reason. I
She
don't
pretty
understand
much-
why.
She pretty much let her best friend, I guess, in a way, die so she could get laid.
mhm.
Yeah, she's getting railed, and her best friend's like getting murdered by a demigorgon.
Yeah,
That's
she's
like,
getting
Jesus.
slammed by like the high school hottie, and her
Yeah.
her best friend is dying in the pool.
Yeah, and
Like, dude, you fucking suck. Like, you're an absolute piece of shit for this.
it's like, oh my god.
And then
I
she
can't
just
wait.
like she dips out of that dude's relationship and then goes for like the
Jonathan.
emo kind of, you know, antisocial person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Jonathan.
then dips in and out of his relationship like multiple times. It's like, dude, just fucking pick a side. Like, you
oh,
fucking bitch. Fucking pussy.
Fucking pussy.
And it's gonna suck that the final season's coming up. They announced it, but
I thought last season was the final season.
nope. They're doing
Oh, they're doing one more?
one final thing. And
Okay.
They already said, get your tissues ready.
I'll have to keep that in mind. I didn't even know they were doing another season.
Yep, they said get your tissues ready. The final season will be the most hot.
What, like
heartbreak-
my jerkin tissues, or
Like, how many sex scenes are we getting? Let's go.
yeah, like what's going on here? Get your
I
tissues
don't
ready.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wash mine again.
Okay. I don't want to even know what you're talking about there. Okay.
Fine.
Okay, so last movie on my list before we do some honorable mentions.
Movie. I thought we're doing series.
Or sorry, series.
Oh, I was about to say,
It was I just misspoke. My bad. Mandalorian.
Ooh, that's a good show.
This series, okay, so we all know that like there was some pretty fucked up dumbass movies that were made. 1 through 3, not a fan of. 7 through 9, better than 1 through 3, but still not great. Like, the original trilogy will still be my absolute favorite trilogy. But The Mandalorian, I feel like, brought things back into like a grounded new story, where it's not based on like nostalgia. It's based on a new character, someone that we never knew about until now. Just
Baby
a Mandalorian.
Aren't they also making a movie based around Mandalorian? Now I heard one of the new ones is supposed to be based around.
Oh, I know they're doing another season,
Yeah, and
but I
then
haven't heard
also
about a movie.
They like at the Disney conference thing. They showed off the upcoming. Star
Oh,
Wars
you're
movie.
right. Yeah, I think they are doing a Mandalorian movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Mandalorian series for the movies now.
But yeah, back to the show though. Like, I think what's really impressive is the fact that they created such an amazing, emotional, story-driven character about someone who doesn't even show his face like 99% of the time. So like,
That's true.
he has to act purely based on like movements, you know, what he says. He can't use facial expressions to show anything because he doesn't show his face. And like Pedro Pascal, like obviously he's on a high streak right now, you know, with the various series that he's been working on, The Last of Us, Mandalorian, and other. He's been in some movies recently. He plays he plays characters so well. Like he just gets them. It seems like. But in this series, he kind of plays like this kind of knight in shining armor. Not always winning his fights through like knowledge and prowess, but just through his good deeds. And in so many cases, like it's just pure luck that he wins his fights. Like he just gets lucky, but he still wins. And I think that's what makes it enjoyable to watch, is that you never know like what's actually going to happen in these fights. So it's kind of suspenseful in that sense, where you're just like, oh shit, like he's fighting against like, you know, so many people. You know, there's the episode where he fights against a literal like AT-AT.
Yeah.
One of the chicken walkers, as I used to call him as a kid. And like he still manages to like somehow like half-ass his way through it and win. Like, yeah, he has a plan and like he has people helping him, but like he's still like like it's 90% of the time he's just pulling shit out of his ass. Like he's just like, well, let's see what happens. And then there's the whole relationship he has with Grogu, you know, Baby Yoda, where he literally becomes his, you know, trainer, his father figure. You know, if you've seen the most recent series, I don't want to spoil things, but you know, he takes him under his wing. And there's so much potential for future seasons in this show, with Grogu like learning to become a potential Mandalorian, and with the Mandalorian himself, you know, Pedro Pascal's character just continuing to grow throughout the series. Like, yes, he plays a very stoic sort of just like matter-of-fact character, but he still grows, as you see throughout like the series. He's still growing, he's still learning, he's understanding more about what Grogu is, what he can do, how to raise him, how to help him, how to train him. There's a lot of really cool storylines in this series, and there's a lot of really cool just character building. And it leads into, so in August they're releasing the Ahsoka show, which is supposed to be tied into this series. And like again, there's just so much potential with this series, and that's why I wanted to add it to the list. Is like, yes, the first 3 seasons have been amazing, but I think there's room for even more in the future series.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's so much potential with this character and with this storyline. Oh, hello, Kia. Welcome in. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Real proud of you.
Big sub guy.
Big old subaroonie. All right, so that is The Mandalorian. Snow, the last one on your list. Ooh. I actually thought about this one, but I had too many other shows. Supernatural.
Oh, bro, Supernatural. I forgot what my list was. I'm letting it be an event when you pull it up. Supernatural is, again, a fucking phenomenal show because of actual character growth. Because I just find it super uncommon in most shows where like characters get to like learn lessons and like it actually shows and like it sticks with them.
Yeah.
And like obviously it's a super long running show and that comes with its own like challenges or whatever where like it kind of gets repetitive and that's, you know, it's a formulaic show at some point.
Right.
Like I just love like, okay, so concept of like supernatural, essentially they're supernatural detectives called hunters, and then they fucking when they want to hide their names from the police and like pretend to be like detectives like in the civilian world, they literally use like rock like Hall of Fame fucking names, and somehow the idiots just don't fucking understand and don't get it, and you're like, yeah. He just what? And you're like, and there's just so many like funny things like that mixed with like super serious moments and like world altering events constantly happening, and it's just like how do these people do this, you know?
Yeah, this is a series that I think again, like there's so much content and there's so much potential with these characters, Like, it's just a great, like, you don't have to be. What I like about this show is that you don't have to be 100% invested into it to enjoy it. You can just like turn on the TV and watch an episode and be like, that was a fucking good episode. But I don't have to watch the entire series if I don't want to. Like, I can still just enjoy the show as it is. And I think that's important. Like, because, yeah, there's those shows that we've talked about, like Game of Thrones and other shows, where, like, you have to watch the next episode. Like, you need to see what's going on next. And I think it's important to have these shows like Supernatural and other things, like, well, even The Office, where you can just watch an episode and be like, that was really fun and I enjoyed it. And now I'm happy. Like, I don't have to sit here and watch the next 3 seasons, binge watch. I can be okay. But next time the show's on, I'll probably watch it,
Yeah.
It's one of those shows that you can easily pick up, put down, and then pick back up again. And I like that.
It's just fucking phenomenal, dude.
It really is. The storytelling is great in that show. Mayhem, are you still here?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay. You were just quiet for so.
Oh no, you guys were talking. I never
Well,
really watched
you're
the
welcome
show.
to put your input in.
I know. I never really watched some of these. Like I never.
Oh, you
I
know.
think I watched,
Okay,
no, I watched like one episode of Supernatural. I think before.
that's fair.
Disgusting. How dare you?
Okay, so Mayhem, your number
What?
1 is The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Oh,
Great.
gross.
Great show.
This show fucking sucks, bro.
You fucking suck.
So-
okay?
I'm sorry, but
Hot take.
go ahead.
This show is like the same show every season. It's just in different locations.
Yeah, you're all right about that. Yes. But it was also the fact of okay, you don't know, like you were saying before, you don't know who is gonna die.
That's true.
Since
That's a
it
good
was
point.
Since you got the governor, you got freaking Negan, and all them, like fucking look what, like nobody knew. Like I guess if you watch the comic books, well not watch, read the comic books, you would
Yeah, the graphic
understand.
novels. Yeah,
You would know who would.
I've
die.
seen, I've read a couple of the graphic novels, but not all of them.
Well, no, okay, here's my rebuttal. Since I actually read the comics and I watched the show,
Okay.
there's so many characters on the show that are still alive that shouldn't. Like they.
Oh, I know.
You can't
Yeah.
rely on the information from the comic because depending on popularity, like they'll just they'll either kill off that person because nobody likes them, or they'll keep it going.
Or
Yeah.
like what happened
So-
with Carl. Carl was
Coral.
Carl was a comic book, but they killed him off because he wanted to go back to school. It was good for him. He didn't want to.
Yeah, because isn't it in the comic series, Carl's the only one that lives, isn't he?
He's supposedly he's the one that is telling the story.
Yeah,
Like walking. He's the
but they
one.
killed
That's
him
why
off in the series.
Yeah, because he wanted to go back to school.
Coral.
Coral.
Yeah. No, I think this is where I think there's a lot of dispute is whenever you base a series off either a book series, a comic series, graphic novel, whatever, whenever they deviate, it creates like a two-party system where it's like you have the people who support the comics only and they're like, oh, the show fucked up. And then you have the people that support the show and they're like, oh, well, the show's still good. So what if they deviate from the comics or the book series, whatever. And so it creates this kind of like, what is it? Like a diasma of like, dichotomy. Sorry. Where it's just like you kind of alienate like half your fans whenever you deviate. And so that's why so I stopped watching The Walking Dead after like season 4, I think it was. Whichever season the governor came in. Season 4, season 5, somewhere around there. Because it just got too divisive.
Well, here's the thing, especially around the governor. The show versus the comic, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people liked the governor in the show
Yeah.
because, he would do certain things to make himself look like all
He
powerful.
played
and
that
like, I
character
got
very
one over
well.
on you. He did. But if they were to do it like the comic book, they can't deal with how fucked up the situation was
Yeah.
when they finally raided the
prison.
town.
Oh no, the
Yeah,
town.
and like
The
yeah,
jail.
like so when they went over to the town and then they found
They killed Hustle. Yeah, they killed the old man.
oh, they found that one chick, I forget like the
Oh
main
yeah.
character. When she was in the town, remember, because he abducted her?
Michal or whatever her name is.
Michonne.
Michonne.
That whole situation was so fucked up in the book.
Yeah.
Than what the show showed. The show was like nothing. So there's certain things they can't really do because people are too sensitive.
Well, yeah, it would have to be like an HBO exclusive if they wanted to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Because you can't show that shit on regular cable TV. No, I get that, and that's an important distinction. Like, yeah, there's stuff the show just literally can't do, and that's fair. But I think my complaint mostly comes from the fact that, like, after I think season 3, it just got so repetitive where it's like, oh, we found a new place, we're gonna hunker down. Oh no, zombies or other people attacked us. We're gonna move. Next season, we found a new place, we're gonna hunker down. Oh no, zombies or other people attack us. We're gonna move to another place. It's like, I get it. Like, yeah, you're trying to survive, but like, fucking change it up.
You see that they're making like
It's so
3
repetitive.
They're making 3 different spin-offs.
Yeah, there's the Fear of the Walking Dead. There's
No, not even Fear the Walking. I'm talking like there's one with Negan and what's her name? Glenn's wife.
oh yeah,
Maggie.
that Maggie.
Maggie.
Yeah.
Their show.
Well,
And
yeah,
then-
because they had different towns, if you remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, they all split up into their own factions, so they could kind of cohabitate at a final point in the,
Right.
in, like, the apocalypse, you could say.
Yeah,
So
Norman
they,
Reed.
like, formed their own community.
The end times.
Yeah, Norman
Yeah.
Reed is supposed to be having his own like spin-off show.
I just
Which,
okay.
in the
Norman
books,
Norman Reed's
he's
character
dead, like,
is
way
fucking
early on.
badass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I would support a show based on him. But like, I'm just saying the show as it exists right now, I can't get down with it anymore.
But here's like I don't know if anybody's watched the Fear of the Walking Dead. If anything, if so, spoil it. But from what I heard, the series finale, actually the final one,
Hmm.
they're supposed to find a cure. So if that's the case,
Well, and
then how is the spin-offs gonna work? Because they're in the same time zone because what was his name? Morgan? Yeah. Morgan is the one that left Walking Dead to go join Fear of the Walking Dead.
And see, this is the problem. This is the same problem I have with like certain other series where they keep like, they don't necessarily like retcon stuff, but they just change shit up so much that it doesn't make sense to have other things happen. And then they make
Yeah.
those other things happen still. And it's like,
Yeah.
wait, but what about, for example, like, what was it? I think it was The Blacklist, which almost made my list, to be honest.
No, show as well.
Really good show, but they had some really bad story in the first couple of seasons. And then like some of the later seasons, it was just like, they were just like, oh, that didn't happen. I was like, wait, but it did happen. I watched it. Like, it's just like, I don't know if like there was a change of writers or a change of directors or producers. Something happened. And it was just like they just like undo like the first 3 seasons. Like,
Yeah.
And it's like,
And that's
dude,
why
I watched the first 3 seasons. They were good seasons.
They were.
yeah,
Just
Yeah.
make the story work.
and that's why I was confused about. Like I said, like the whole Fear the Walking In, and then the 3 new spin-offs that's coming out. And
Yeah,
I'm like, wait.
I
so
mean,
if they're gonna have a cure, okay, like can't Morgan just go find them? Because Morgan said, and like, you can always count on me.
yeah.
And,
I mean, I guess
and
we'll just have to wait and see what the new series actually do. But yeah, I think you're right in questioning that. Like, what's actually going to happen here? Like, what's the fucking story going to be? Because it seems like they've already kind of wrapped it up. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I appreciate that addition to your
Yeah.
list.
yeah, and I know,
I
and
like it.
everybody was mad. Like, I guess it did. Everybody did get pissed off at the end. Everybody's like, please just say that Rick woke up. It was just a coma.
Yeah.
Like, that's what everybody wanted, like the final episode. But I guess not.
Let's see, do I have a screen where I can actually
That's a
show
cop-out, though.
myself in a
That's totally
larger?
shitty ending.
Is it intermission that I can show myself larger?
Rick,
Nope.
Rick wakes up and fucking, oh, it was all a dream. Like, fuck off, Alice.
Yeah, I know.
Nope,
That's what
not
everybody's
that.
fucking.
Not that.
No,
Not
no,
Alice in fucking Wonderland. People are so whiny. Just
Well,
let the people be dead.
We'll just
Let
leave
the
it
story
here.
be the thing.
Yeah. Sometimes a story just needs to die.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of time left. So what I'd like to do is do some honorable mentions. So on my list, I've got 5 honorable mentions. We've already talked about Game of Thrones, so I'm not going to talk about that. The next one on my list is The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
Oh, that's a good show, actually.
The new-
It's only 1 season, isn't there, right now?
Yeah, it's only 1 season. They've renewed it. So it's gonna be coming back. I don't think it's gonna come out till next year though, sadly. But I thought Amazon. So okay, so if anyone else watches anything on Amazon Prime, especially with their original series, they're kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
They haven't had a stellar track record like Netflix or like Hulu or some of the other streaming services out there. But I think when they got the rights to Lord of the Rings, they fucking knocked it out of the park. This series, I think, is great. It talks about, a lot of these early elf characters who, in the original trilogy of movies, they didn't really get a lot of story. With like Galadriel, and some of the other elfish characters, and the dwarves too. Like the dwarves almost get no story time in the original trilogy, but you get a lot of story in the Rings of Power. You get a lot of backstory about what actually happened to the dwarves, why the elves are dying off, what happened with Numenor, the realm of men that live longer, where kind of Aragon comes from. Aragorn.
Dragon. It is dragon.
That's actually a really good book series, but they fumbled that movie hardcore.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I think with the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, you just get a ton of story that I think was missing from the original movies, and I really liked that. I think the cinematography was done great. Obviously the music is always good with the Lord of the Rings. They always have an amazing soundtrack. And they chose some pretty good actors to do the important roles.
So I was actually kind of torn on this show when it first came out,
Mm-hmm.
specifically because of how Galadriel acts. Because remember,
She's kind of a hothead in this series.
right? And at first I was like, this is not how Galadriel is. Like, why would they do this? And then I was like, wait a minute. Maybe this, what happens in the events of the Rings of Power, is what made her into the character that she is.
Yeah.
When we actually see her in the thing, and I'm like, okay, well then that's fine. Like I'm not gonna whine about that then.
Yeah, because I think it's important to remember that this series takes place like 2,000 years before the events of the original Lord of the Rings.
I think so.
It's like in the second age, and then the Lord of the Rings takes place in the third age. And I think each age is 1,000 years. So, yeah, like she's much younger. And you're probably right. Like she's probably just younger and isn't as experienced as she was in the original movies. And so I would guess that by the original movies time frame, you know, in the third age, she's probably toned herself down quite a bit.
Yeah.
She's mellowed out. She's kind of, you know, she's married to what's his face. Whatever his name is. He has the other ring. Fuck, I can't remember. Anyways, she's settled down. She's kind of doing her own thing. But yeah, in this series, I feel like she's much younger. She's kind of unbridled. Like she doesn't have anything tying her down to anything. And so she's kind of a hothead. But yeah, I agreed with you. Well, when I first started watching this series, I was like, this isn't Galadriel. Who the fuck is this? Like, she's much more like, just like...
Hot-headed.
Yeah, hot-headed and just like making snap decisions that don't make sense. You know, like the fact that she just fucking dives off the ship on the way to the Undying Lands. And like, is just like, well, I guess I'm going to try to swim back to somewhere. Like, who the fuck does that? Like,
Just don't go.
yeah, just fucking go or turn around. Or take a skiff from the boat. Fucking a little rowboat.
Yeah, you literally could have just shown up and then just not stayed.
Yeah,
It would've
exactly.
been
You
very
could have
easy
just
for
been
you.
like, well, I'm going to take the boat back. So thanks for this ride. Yeah, but yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, there's a lot of snap decisions she makes in the series that are kind of uncharacteristic, but I think they do explain her later personality.
Yeah, for sure. I will say also the ending of season 1 and like everything that goes on with that. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
obvious. Like at that point, they like a lot of people were like, oh my god, I can't believe this, and I'm like, you can't.
Like, you knew this was going to happen from the beginning, right? Like,
Yeah, like you didn't grasp that this was happening.
this is
right
the whole
now?
point of the story, is they're telling the origin of what fucked up Middle Earth.
Yeah, like I was just like,
It was a
like,
really cool way they did it, though.
yeah, and it was unconventional, but it wasn't unexpected.
Yeah, definitely not. There's still a lot of confusion out there. Okay, thank you, Kia. Oh, thank you for the bits, Kia. Appreciate you. I think what happened with Adar was kind of surprising, and also with the stranger. Like, there's still a lot of like speculation out there about who he actually is. There's some people who are like, oh no, that's Gandalf, or that's Tom Bombadil, or that's, Saruman. Like, no one actually knows who the stranger is. Like,
Yeah.
and so like I think that's a really cool way they did that. They never really truly just gave you a straight out answer.
Yeah.
Because
Well, 'cause
there was
he's
those.
literally of the same race of Gandalf. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
he's
like,
one of the Adar, or whatever they're called.
whatever the fuck they're called.
But like, because the witches, those bald ass, creepy people, thought he was Sauron,
Yeah.
and so they were trying to like adapt him to like being the Dark Lord, and then he's like, no, I'm good. And he fucks them up with that staff, which was a fucking amazing scene.
It was a phenomenal time for sure. I
And-
actually really like how they showed like the little hobbits or whatever the fuck they're
Yeah,
calling that.
the halflings, the Gelfling. No, Gelflings is a different show. Yeah, I know what you mean though. Yeah, the little, yeah,
Yeah, like they're like, I don't want to use the word gypsies, but like traveling bands of
Yeah, like the,
little creatures.
Hobby.
nobody goes off trail.
Yeah, without the whole like, yeah. I just I was about to say it and I was like, yeah, it's not like how I want to represent that.
Yeah,
Hobby.
yeah. Okay, so so that's on one of my honorable mentions. The next one on my list is The Outlaws. This is a series that I would guess almost no one else in this chat has probably seen.
No.
It's a British show. It's got Stephen Merchant, who was one of the co-creators of the original Office series, the British version. Tall, gangly motherfucker. And it's got Christopher Walken, so you already can't go wrong with that.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a crazy series. It's let me see if I can find a trailer for it. It's definitely not the Hindi version. There we go. So it's on Prime.
Nervous. This is my first time.
So that's Stephen Merchant.
With a lady of ill repute.
Okay. Hold on. I don't think you're displaying any screen for us.
Oh, you're right. You're not. I'm not.
Pay your debt to society by working.
Okay, let me restart it. There we go.
Bit nervous. This is my first time. Not sexually. I mean with a prostitute. With a lady of ill repute.
Attention! You will repay your debt to society by working the number of hours mandated by the court.
Why were you in prison?
It was a misunderstanding.
Grandpa misunderstood that you can't forge signatures on checks.
You've been tasked with restoring this.
So it's basically a group of random like
You find a deceased
reprobates
over 10
who have been arrested, and they're forced to do community service together.
that is
And their community service is to restore this like local building that they're trying to turn into a community center. And it's just like a bunch of fucking like just different personalities, just like mingling, meshing, butting heads. And I think the two people that like stand it out for me are definitely Christopher Walken's character and Stephen Merchant's character. They just play these hilarious fucking idiots. Like, so they find a bag of money in the community center that they're restoring. It's like £500,000, something like that. It's like some crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
And they steal it, and then they find out that it belongs to like a fucking drug lord. And then the drug lord finds out and forces them into basically selling drugs for them while they're in the middle of doing, community service.
To not go to jail again, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a fucking hilarious show that...
Well, we're all definitely going to jail. Group hug.
Anyways,
Good.
yeah, it's really funny. It's a refreshing kind of dark humor comedy that I think a lot of people would enjoy. The last two on my list are The Legend of Vox Machina. It's a pretty good anime on Amazon Prime as well. It's kind of based on a little bit of like Dungeons and Dragons feel. They're like in a group party. Everyone has their role. There's a bard. There's a paladin. They have their different roles, and they're trying to just basically fix the world. I don't want to go too much into it because I feel like it's a pretty standard kind of fantasy plot line.
Yeah.
But I think what sets it apart for me is the acting. Is that the people who do the voice acting in that movie or in that show are just really, really amazing. Like they really own their characters, which I definitely appreciate. And the final one on my list is another comedy series, Workaholics.
Workaholics is really good, yeah.
One of my favorite shows of all time, for sure. Just a bunch of fucking burnout stoners working in a call center, trying to make ends meet, and just crazy ass shenanigans. Love it. Yeah, it's like this is what I'll watch. Like if I'm ever like if I can't sleep or like I'm super bored and there's nothing to do, I'll throw this on and
See,
just.
I learned about Broad City because I watched Workaholics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like one of my suggested, and like some of the characters and things like that. And it's just so funny because most of us have worked like dead end ass jobs like that too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I totally get it.
I definitely made my rounds through the call center industry, and like this is so it's like it's so relatable in so many ways because it's just like no one cares about their job because it's just like, dude, we're just calling people or we're accepting calls from people. You know, it's like a call center. Like we're getting paid, you know, it's above minimum wage, but it's not great. We're just here to take a fucking paycheck. And so like I used to have a couple of friends that I worked with and yeah, we would just bullshit all the time. Like we used to okay, so I think the statute of limitations is up here. So we'd call it call cycling. So like one of us would answer a call and we'd immediately forward it to someone else and then just stay on the call muted. So that way it looked like we were on a call, but someone else was actually handling the call. So that way we didn't have to take a call. So we just call cycle like half of our shift away. And it just it seems like something that these guys would do, you know, just like fucking bullshit their way out of calls, doing actual work and just take a paycheck.
Oh yeah.
So that's my list. Let's see. Mayhem has a couple on his honorable mentions. Obviously, we've already talked about The Simpsons, American Dad.
Yep.
Ooh, Digimon.
Oh yeah, Digimon.
Digimon, digital monsters. Digimon are the champions.
That one was another one I used to watch when I got home from school.
Yeah, I remember watching that as a little kid.
Yeah, it wasn't a good as like Pokemon, but
it was okay. If you watch it as an adult, it is cheesy as fuck.
Oh yeah,
it is so cringe. But yeah,
most of those are.
Yeah,
like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. As a kid, though, they were amazing.
But
like,
yeah,
when you didn't know any better, they were great.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, Power Rangers. I remember watching that.
That's a pretty good one. That could have been one of my top fives.
One of them died.
Two of them died. It was.
It's been a few now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Green Ranger, the white.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The Pink Ranger.
The original Yellow Ranger, Trinity, she died. Tommy.
You know what was fucked up about that?
Jason just died.
Yeah, he just barely died like last year.
I think like a couple months ago. I think.
Yeah. They have not lived great lives since that show, apparently.
No.
Which is sad. They were doing like the Comic-Con circuit for a long time. So they were just taking paychecks for getting, you know, signing posters and doing appearances. But I don't think any of them were actually actively working.
The Pink Ranger, what's her name? Amy?
Yeah, Amy.
She became a director.
Well, she got out of it, luckily.
Yeah, I don't know if she had anything good.
That's the problem with a lot of these, like, younger, you know, like, maybe not necessarily child actors, but, like, just young actors that don't know, you know, the industry. They get roped into these roles, and then they get chewed up and spit out, and then they have nothing to land on. They were getting paid shit for those roles too. They were getting like maybe $1,000 per episode, which in today's terms would be like, hey, here's a fucking $20 bill. Thanks for your acting. Fuck off. Like they were getting absolutely shafted by the production company.
So the original Power Rangers were only paid $600 a week for a week of filming. A week of filming could consist of 2 to 3 episodes.
Which is absolutely horrible wages.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like less
If
than
you think
minimum
about all
wage
the
now.
physical shit they had to do.
Oh yeah,
they were
they were all martial artists.
Yeah.
So they were doing like their own stunts a lot of the time. They
Yep.
were doing like all these crazy, moves and whatnot.
And here's another thing that was fucked up. They worked 12 to 15-hour days, 6 days a week, with
For
Sunday off.
$600.
And for a show that made billions of dollars
It's $100 a day
It's
and
it's
at
still,
best.
they're still monopolizing on that success.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
They're
show's still
I'm
going.
pretty sure they've syndicated and they've done all their different versions of Power Rangers. Like they're making bank off that original series,
Yep.
which
And
is
go look
absolutely horrendous. Like that is
Uh,
such a bad business practice.
I don't know if you know anything about toy collecting, but go look at the old Power Ranger toys.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
get thousands for those
no.
now.
Yep. The old Megazord. Oh my God, that shit's so expensive now. And I had all
Sometimes
that
I
shit when I was a
wish
kid.
I wasn't a stupid kid back in those
Yeah, me
days,
too.
and I would have kept that shit boxed because I would have had, because I had the Black Ranger, I think I had all the main Rangers, I had the Green Ranger, I don't think I ever got the White Ranger,
I had the
and then
special.
I had all of their like Zords, Megazords, whatever they were called, like all the animals that they were that they would
Yeah.
they'd
it's
combine into like the Megazord.
Yeah, I had a special edition KB Toys Green Ranger Zord that
Yeah.
someone was selling now for like freaking 10 grand.
Yep.
Well, just as a point of practice, I think Mayhem recently discovered this actually. Just because someone sells it at that point doesn't mean it actually is worth that.
Well, yeah, I learned that
True.
off the hard way.
That's a good point because you might think it's worth that much, but it's quite possible that no one else does.
Oh yeah, but it's sold for the
The trick is to find other collectors like you and then sell it to them. Because if you just like throw it up on eBay, you might not even get a single bid. But if you find like a collection site or you find like fellow collectors who are looking for that shit, you could milk them easily.
Yeah, milk those boys.
Milk those boys.
Oh, you got a
Where's
tutorial
Pat?
how to make them? Hang on,
I hope to God that Pat is not here right now.
hang on, I'll clip it 1 second.
As much as I love Pat, I already have enough clips of me saying sussy shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Kepi. We made a couple more last night.
I'm fairly sure that I remember a lot of what I said. It's unfortunate.
It's okay.
We'll live.
Be proud of how what you say. You're beautiful. Every single way.
I've learned to understand that it's better to just be me and not be like the PC version of me, because the PC version of me is kind of boring.
Console only.
Yeah, I think we
Sorry.
were talking about some sort of getting slapped with a pink sock.
Oh yeah, when we're talking about like Mayhem shitting and then like slapping his niece and nephew on accident with his pink sock because of his prolapse.
Oh my God, yeah.
And sometimes I remember the conversations we have, and I'm like, how did we get there? Like,
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Like, what led to this level of depravity? I mean,
Horseshit.
Kepi, you should.
as long as people laugh, I don't mind.
Oh, that's what I
Yeah.
do. Look at me.
Look at you.
I have a hard time, honestly.
I'm definitely a jackass in streams.
I mean, I've looked at your toe, and if your toe is any representation of what you are, Oof.
Kepi, look, there's a clip.
Yeah, I see the clip. I'm not going to look at it on stream, though. Because,
I literally clipped it to where it's just you just saying milk those boys.
okay.
That's the only
Well, that's
thing,
fair.
like,
Let me see.
So it,
Yeah, milk those boys.
Milk those boys.
I literally
Oh,
showed it
god
up.
damn it. Yeah. That's
Oh,
definitely...
And it's already sent to Pat too, by the way.
Okay. Okay.
Mayhem, the betrayer today.
Yeah, Mayhem just going behind everyone's back. Just stabbing. Big stabber.
Oh,
Stab, stab.
Big backstabber.
Wow.
Okay, well, we've got about 10 minutes left before Snow has to stream. Should we open up a pack?
Does Snow
Sure,
have?
I'll let you do it.
Does Snow have?
Oh, do you have any honorable mentions, Snow? That we haven't talked about yet?
No.
Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and open up a pack. We've got Sword and Shield packs today, boys. So I think, if I remember correctly, the method for this, it's Sword and Shield. Just the basic Sword and Shield.
It's
So
four
it's...
to the back.
No, it's 3 to the back, and then you fuck off the energy.
Well, if you don't want, if you don't want to see that,
Because no one wants to see the energy.
I do.
Oh,
the
do you?
energy actually worth money.
Yeah, well, if they're like hollow or whatever, but most of the energies aren't.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and if anyone can read that, there's the code.
Can you make your screen bigger?
Can we get a full screen?
Yeah, hold on.
Tiny little Kepi.
I'm trying to remember which one is my full screen. Definitely not. Well, I can actually just do this. There we go.
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you zoom in on your mustache. Oh yeah, look at that.
I have 3 special energy cards.
Wait, who's playing Raft behind you, Kepi? Who is it?
It's the Irish lads.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to do 3 to the front. We're going to fuck off the energy.
Fuck it.
Because
What if I want?
who needs it? Okay, we've got Air Balloon, Trainer. We've got Eldegoss. Look at that little Eldegoss.
Can you make it lighter, Kepi, in your room? It's kind of dark.
Oh my god, so many.
If
I've got.
They're so needy.
It's all the foam padding. The foam padding, it like absorbs the light. We've got Rhydon. A nice
Rhydon.
A nice Rhydon.
Guy.
We've got a Krabby Patty.
Oh.
And we've got Rookie D. Little chirpy bird. Let's go, boys.
Chirp.
Little chirper. We've got a Rhyhorn.
Oh, he evolved.
Let me see. Can I... My camera's a piece of shit. Okay. And we've got... Oh, Choodle! Oh, my little guy Choodle! No, Choodle's badass. You can't shit on my Choodle.
Is it because it's a fucking turtle, Kepi?
It's possible. We don't need to talk about it. We've got a Cottony.
Hey, my Pokemon.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, but...
I was thinking it.
Yeah. Ooh, we've got a shiny. Shiny Ferrothorn. See, it's shiny.
Oh yeah, it's a hollow.
It's a hollow. Let's see, is it... It's not a secret rare, so...
No, it's not.
It is a basic hollow.
And then we've got the fucking Pussy Cloyster.
That should be the non-hollow. Yep, that's non-hollow. Right.
No, it's not a hollow. So, okay, so the first deck was a little bit of a letdown, except for the shiny Ferrothorn. I'll take the shiny Ferrothorn.
Like my first time for her.
Okay.
A
It was
letdown?
in utter trash.
It wasn't utter trash.
It was.
No, I got a Choodle. And a Ferrothorn.
I fucking love how I got everybody that get to go like do Pokemon on stream now and stuff.
All right, let's do one more pack.
Oh man, I
We've
got
still
so
got
doing it. I can't be doing it now.
8 minutes. Oh, I've been doing it. I did it before.
I said, come on, Kepi, pull something good.
He's Kepi, you're gonna pull something
Kepi,
amazing.
I thought you were working. Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Here's the code if anyone wants it.
I don't want that dumb code.
Hey,
Damn.
you get free cards online.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
play.
Okay.
You-
3 to the front. And then fuck off the energy again. Same energy. Stupid thing.
You know how many of those cards I have? Like millions of them.
Okay, we got a Bisharp. Bisharp. I don't think I've ever actually seen this artwork.
My phone's gonna die.
That's not too bad. Ooh, we got a Salazzle. Little Salazzle boy.
I'll put it on the charger with something.
We've got Evolution Incense. So we're getting real smoky up in this bitch.
Big smoker.
We've got Gossifleur. Gossifleur? Gossifleur?
That sounds French. I know that you're a favorite.
Yeah, they're fucking assholes.
Oh.
We got Zigzagoon. Big Zigger.
Oh.
That sounded okay. We're not going to repeat that. We got another Krabby Patty.
No, my phone's gonna die.
We got Ferroseed. So I've got the original evolution.
You got the original trash.
Okay, Kia, you can just go back to work.
You want me to kick him? I mean, the word.
No, you're fine. We got Rosalia.
Okay.
Plant type, I think it is. Yeah, plant type. Oh my god, I got the same... Actually, no. I got Ferroseed shiny.
Oh.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the
Oh, wait, boys. We got a Wobbuffet V. Shiny, full art.
Boy.
It's a fucking full art card, too.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Protect that. That thing looks nice.
Yeah, I'm going to sleeve that.
That's the Mayhem card.
That is... Sadly, it's not a secret rare, but I'm still gonna sleeve it.
What does it say? Does it say FA on the bottom, Kepi?
It says D.
These nuts.
Yeah, boy. But it is a V, and it's a full art, so that's definitely going to be worth a little bit more than nothing.
Yeah, it's probably worth a couple
Let
bucks.
me find my sleeves real quick. I think I got them right here.
Oh, does Kepi got pants on? Let's see.
You're very interested to see his ass.
Well, he said he usually fucking streams with no pants on. That's why he turns the camera off at the time.
That
Am I
is
right,
true,
Kev?
but I do have pants on today. All right. These sleeves are the best sleeves you can get. Because if you look...
Kepi, that card is worth $1.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Making money, dude.
That's going to pay my rent.
Make a rent payment.
So the good thing about these cards, or these sleeves, is that you fold them over and then you can just slide them in. And that way you don't get dust on the inside. So it's double sleeved, but with one sleeve. So, I can't remember what they're called, what these sleeves are called.
Those
But
are
if
Pokemon cards.
If you look at these sleeves, they're just... You can find them at card shops.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
sleeve.
They're decent. Okay, I think I got time for one more pack.
And then you also got top loaders, which even more protection.
Well, yeah, there's the hard sleeves, but I don't like the hard sleeves.
I usually do the normal sleeve and then a top loader for something that's good.
Well, yeah, if it's over like $50, then I'll do a top sleeve.
I still got a couple of good cards. Like,
Okay, got the code again.
Oh man, okay, Kepi. Oh, it's upside down. There you go.
Yeah.
I got a whole bag of
Okay,
them.
1, 2, 3 to the front. Fuck off with the electric energy. And then we've got Heatmore. We've got Energy Retrieval. That's actually a decent card to use in a game.
Yeah, if you use up all your energies in the freaking.
Yeah, you can pull 2 energies back into your deck. We've got the Switch Trainer.
That's good too if you want to fuck with someone.
We've got another fucking Zigzagoon.
What'd you call it last time?
Nope.
Oh yeah. Hang on, let me go back.
Oh my god, another fucking Krabby Patty too.
3 for 3 crabs.
Okay, well I guess I'm trading cards with my roommate's kid.
3 for 3 for crabs.
And another fucking Pharaoh Seed. God, Jesus.
You need to get a choodle, Kepi.
Well, I'm keeping my Choodle.
Yeah, you need the choodle for sure.
Rosalia again. I think I just got scammed.
I never opened up
A Rhyhorn.
I never opened up that one. That's like base set.
Yeah, it's the base set. Ooh, we got a shiny. Musharna. So that's a shiny, so it's okay. We got a shiny.
This is the one that has Redolock in it, you said?
I hope so.
You don't think so?
Oh. And then a fucking Mudsdale.
Oh, it's a Clydesdale, but a mud version.
Yeah, it's a fucking muddy boy.
Oh wow, that's a lot of books. Cool.
All right. Okay, we've got 2 minutes until Snowstream starts. I could probably do my last pack.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, we'll do the last pack.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get in here, boys. Oh yeah, that nice little rip. Okay. Here's the code card. Okay.
Kepi, I'm sending you
3 to the front, and then fuck off with the electric energy again.
There you go, Kepi. I just sent you whoever, whatever, all the Regiluckies and stuff are in.
This will be the one, Ale. I hope so. We got a Raboot. Oh, rare candy. Ooh, piece of candy. We've got, I can never pronounce this dude's name. Bidet? Bidet? Beady. He's from the Sword and Shield game. Or she, or it. I don't know what it is. Ball Toy.
Big ball toy guy.
This one I have to be careful saying. Kufant. Well, I guess you can say the C word on Twitch still. Fucking another Krabby Patty. God damn. Oh, here's a new one. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen this artwork either. Yamper.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
It looks like custom artwork.
That deck does not have, that set does not have no Reggies in it at all.
Well, fuck me.
Yeah, I'm
Hey, don't worry, Kepi. The one that I ordered does.
Okay. Okay, we got a Silly Cobra.
So you see what I sent you, right?
No.
We've got a shiny Trainer Energy Switch. That one might actually be worth something.
Why would
you? Ooh, and then we got another good one, guys. We got another full art.
Full art?
It's a V card.
Full art?
It's a Stonjourner.
Stonjourner.
Full art V card, shiny. It is not a secret rare, sadly. But it does have guard press and mega kick.
Big, the kick is mega?
It's a mega kick.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and sleeve that one.
Kepi, are you gonna raid Snow? Or...
Yeah, I'll raid.
Okay, then I'll just sit in here then until you raid. Just talk about it where you.
I'm just gonna sleeve this real quick.
Hell yeah, Kepi. Looking good, dude.
Big sleever.
I wish you would have gotten like something worth like $100 for you, but.
Well, yeah, that'd be nice.
I like you got some cool stuff.
Yeah. So my top card that I have right now, let me grab it. I've got my little Pokemon deck here. Top card I have.
I love how we got back to Pokemon. Oh, I love it.
Wait, where is it?
Kepi, next week is top Pokemon, correct? You said.
Hold on. It's in my other thing. Okay. Oh, here it is. Yep. It's a rainbow full art trainer card. Bruno.
Oh, Rainbow Full Art.
Yeah. I got that. I pulled that during my last Pokemon unboxing stream.
Oh, yeah.
It's a single strike supporter. It is a secret rare. It's 172 out of 163. So it is definitely a secret rare. Rainbow full art card. That is my pride and joy. My roommate's kid keeps trying to trade me for it, and I'm like, dude, no, fuck off. That's my card.
You said fuck off to a little kid?
He's like 15.
Oh, okay, I was about to say,
Fuck
damn,
them
Kepi.
kids.
You gonna fight a little kid over a Pokemon card?
Oh, I'll fight him. I'll fuck him up. Wants to steal my Pokemon cards. Oh, I already have a Choodle. I have a different art Choodle. Where's the other Choodle I got?
Alright, Kepi, I'm gonna send you some pictures of my cards. I forgot.
Where's my Choodle? Oh, it's a different art. I have two different art styles for my Choodle. Hell yeah. All right, are you live?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read out.
Okay. I'll be in streaming zone.
Okay.
You beautiful people.
All right, everyone. Appreciate you. Real proud of you. We're going to go ahead and raid our boy Snowmaru. I'm not sure what he's playing first.
I think, roll one. I think it was, Cap Team, I think, won first.
Oh, yeah, Crab Champions. So we're going to go ahead and raid out Snow. Give me a second to actually do that. There we go. Okay, so appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys had fun. And we will go ahead and switch over to Snow now. Invalid username. What the fuck? Oh, do I have to go in and actually use the raid command in Twitch? I might. I hate when Twitch does this. Okay, mute that. And then go into creator dashboard. Raid channel. There he is. Start raid. Okay, thanks so much, everyone. Hope you guys had fun, and I hope you guys enjoy Snow. Have a great night.